And when you saw him, this friend of yours for 7 years, you obviously
It's not my friend.
well, you testified earlier today, when the prosecution asked you questions, that you two have been friends since about 7th grade.
All right, gentlemen, your appearances for Butler.
Thank you, morning, everybody. Good afternoon, everybody. On behalf of Mr. Brooklyn Butler.
Always morning somewhere, counsel. All right, we ready, guys? Yeah, I think it is. I think the way the sun works, it's morning somewhere.
You're absolutely,
Yeah, all right, sit down.
with respect to it, you have to be ready. And
Oh, you're not ready.
I'm not. The issue is that, there were maybe some additional outstanding things. This occurred, it's an assault that allegedly happened, by two employees of the other. And while the court is well aware that there are surveillance cameras about the airport, the officer in charge has told us today that the actual incident was not to capture, there are no video cameras in that location. However, the incident doesn't exactly start there. We believe that it actually started earlier, in the period of time throughout the airport from across. And so we would be asking for redetermined to give the surveillance video of that day, approximately 20 to 30 minutes prior, showing the occurring more transit travel between the complainant and my client, Mr. Butler. He's on bond, he's never been in trouble. So I appreciate that. I don't believe that this is the too much of an issue for people as the complainant is here present as we speak today.
Judge, we strongly object to adjourning this hearing. There's PCCs for a reason. These issues are supposed to be raised at that time. All the discovery that's been uploaded by the police has been shared with defense. I think there was, and I don't have the exact number in front of me, but over 20 videos shared with defense counsel. He raised some concerns regarding potential videos that may exist or may not exist. He brought those concerns to the officer in charge. The officer in charge informed him that these videos don't exist, simply, and he's here and will inform defense counsel again that there is no video that captures this specific incident. I also had an interview with the victim in this case, and I don't want to get ahead of what the testimony will reflect, but the victim informed me that during this interaction, the defendant asked him to move to an area where there's no video, where there's no cameras that are capturing the incident. So I don't think there's any video that exists that captures this incident. Everything that the police have uploaded has been shared with defense counsel, and I would strongly object to adjourning this hearing.
Obviously, the people's statements as to what they believe happened and what they learned from the OIC is all fine. However, that doesn't address my question. My issue is today, I want to see this video showing prior to the incident of what led up to this moment, just a few minutes, or 20 minutes ago, which would, I think, give this court good reason to judge the credibility on witness. It's all what's going to come down to. We didn't know.
Motion denied.
I
Motion denied.
just respond for full transparency for the rest. I've asked the OIC, and again, he's been telling me that there is no footage as to what defense counsel is requesting.
That's 30 seconds of my life I don't get back. Call a witness.
For our first witness, we call Mr. Davion Rivers. And Judge, I would also ask for a mutual order of sequestration with an exception to the officer in charge, protective. Case.
Granted. Get your witness. All the way up front. Raise your right hand. Do you swear affirm, tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth? Watch your step on that ramp right there. Settle in that chair. When you're ready, Mr. Muhammad.
Sir, have a seat. Can you please state your full name to the record and spell it? Sir, I'm going to need you to speak a little bit louder because your voice.
Yeah.
Again, a little bit louder.
That's working. You catching him? Charlie? Go ahead.
Sir, can you please spell your name to the record?
S-A-V-I-Y-O-N.
And your last name?
R-I-V-E-R-S.
Thank you. Sir, I'm going to take you back to the date of October 4th, 2025. Were you at the Detroit Metro Airport on that day?
Yes,
And is that located in the city of Romulus, County of Wayne?
sir.
And where specifically at the airport were you on that date?
I was assigned to gate bridges 61 through 68.
And are you employed by the Detroit Metro Airport?
No longer.
On that date, were you employed there?
Yes.
What was your position?
Janitorial position.
And on that date, did something occur while you were working that brings you to court today?
Yes.
And where did it happen? Where in the airport did it occur?
67.
And what occurred?
I was choked.
By who?
Brooklyn, Hayes, Butler.
Do you see him in here in the court today?
Yes.
Can you please point to that person and point out an article of clothing that person is wearing?
He has on the black and the red flannel. Right behind you.
Noted.
Thank you. And you indicated he had choked you?
Yes.
And how did that begin? And sir, I'll ask you to keep your attention on me, okay?
I was attempting to clean the jet bridge. I had my rag in my hand, and I just was told to drop the rag, take a step back where there were no cameras. I was confused because I thought he wasn't even on the jet bridge.
And who made these statements to you?
Brooklyn, Hayes, Butler.
And what happened next?
I was striked and then assaulted, just
How,
choked.
who struck you?
Brooklyn, Hayes, Butler.
And where did he strike you?
I can't remember. He snuck me.
And do you recall how he struck you? Was it with his hand? Was it with an object? What do you recall, if anything?
His face.
He struck you with his face?
Upon his face.
And what do you recall next?
I asked him why.
And what did he say in response?
He said, "Be quiet, you're too loud."
And then what happened next?
I asked why.
And what happened after that?
I was gone.
Do you recall anything else before you were gone?
I asked why.
And did you receive any response?
No, sir.
Do you recall anything else?
No, sir.
So you don't recall how you were struck? Sir, nodding is not an acceptable answer. It's yes or no.
And then choked, leading the strike.
How were you choked?
Uh,
Was anyone else behind you that you know of?
No, no, sir.
And how do you know you were choked?
I was asking to get the chokehold off, and no,
So you were put in a chokehold?
yes, sir.
What were you put in a chokehold by?
Arms.
And whose arms, if you know?
Brooklyn, Hayes, Butler.
And how long were you in a chokehold by Mr. Butler for?
No clue.
And did you have any trouble breathing when you were put in a chokehold?
Correct.
It's a yes or no.
Yes.
And at any point during that chokehold, did you lose consciousness?
Yes.
And when do you recall waking up after that?
Yes.
Where were you when you woke up?
Jet bridge.
And what do you remember next? If anything. After waking up, you recall anything else, doing anything else?
I was told this was a one-on-one fight.
Sir, I won't ask you to tell me what another person said. What do you recall happening next?
Brooklyn Hayes Butler told me this is a one-on-one fight and escaped the jet bridge. Walked off the jet bridge. I was still on the ground.
Did you call the police?
No.
Why not?
Told my coworker. They asked me what was going on. I told my coworker that I was into an altercation on the jet bridge.
Did you sustain any injuries?
Yes, sir.
What injuries did you sustain?
Neck contusion, scars, scratches, a lot of scratches on my forehead.
Did you get any medical treatment for your injuries?
Yes.
What treatment did you receive?
No treatment. I just went to the hospital. They told me I had neck contusions.
Prior to this incident, did you know Mr. Brooklyn Butler?
We were friends. I thought.
How long were you friends for?
6th, 7th grade.
And sir, during that interaction where the defendant was choking you, how did you feel in that moment?
I just started to give up.
How did you feel?
Nothing.
Were you in fear?
I just gave up.
What did you think was going to
I
happen?
asked for help. I called for help. Who's gonna help?
Why did you ask for help?
Because I couldn't breathe. I was blacking out. Everything was going numb. Everything was going quiet.
Understood. No further questions.
Everything was going black.
Mr. Gozi, your witness.
Mr. Rivers is. Your name is Mr. Rivers?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Good afternoon, sir. Mr. Rivers, you said you've known, my client since about the. Is that what you said? Mr. Rivers,
Yes.
you indicated that you've known my client since around the 7th grade, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, so that would have been approximately what, about 8 years? How old were you in this?
I have no clue.
But it's been a number of years that you've known one another since school, is that correct?
Yes.
You seem incredibly agitated. Okay, Rivers.
Yes.
Rivers, were you prescribed any psychotropic medication when this incident was going on?
No, sir.
Judge, I'm going to object.
It goes to his ability, credibility, also goes to his ability to proceed.
What's your objection?
Lack of foundation and relevance.
He just gave the relevance. and
I agree.
asked questions.
I agree. Overruled. Go ahead.
We were any doctor's care of prescribing psychotropic medication prior to this addiction.
No, sir.
Nothing since.
No, sir.
So you were at work on that particular day. And you did or did not know at that moment in time, back on this day, that Mr. Butler was also with you.
No.
So you did not know he was with you.
No.
And when you saw him, this friend of yours, for 7 years, you obviously
It's not my friend.
Well, you testified earlier today, when the prosecution asked you questions, that you two have been friends since about 7th grade. So were you his friend or were you not his friend?
Oh, wait.
So when you saw him for the first time, after you started working there on that particular day, you said, "Hey, Brooklyn, this me." Or what's the Because you all.
Judge, I'm going to object. That's hearsay.
It's actually this witness's testimony.
Not hearsay.
Did you say anything like that? No, it's in your presence, Stephen?
No.
Were you wearing a mask on that day?
Yes.
Okay. And you also had, I think, a do-rag or a rag on your head, or something covering your hair, is that true?
No.
No, just a mask covering your face? And this happened on the jetway as you described, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, your job doesn't put you on the jetway, that's for employment, maybe your job. It does.
They do.
Okay. What part of the airport did this happen on? Specifically, the east side?
Delta International side, gate bridges 61 through 68. I was assigned.
You were assigned to that one?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And did you have a card or was that your regular routine assignment for that day?
That was my regular assignment.
You were always assigned to that location?
Yes.
Okay. And you had, did you have to punch in to go to work that day?
Yes.
Okay. And they have like an electronic register of you checking into the job and where you're supposed to be and not supposed to be, true?
Yes.
So pretty strict about where you guys go in the airport because of the security issues, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And when you originally first saw him though, you saw Brooklyn going into the employee cafeteria, correct?
No.
And then you punched in a code following him into that cafeteria.
No.
And then you actually struck,
No.
And you had testified earlier today that Mr. Butler had dragged you to a place where it was in, correct?
Yes.
But there were cameras.
Judge, the witness is attempting to answer the attorney's question, so I'll ask for the court to kind of just instruct on that.
Done.
And then you said that after he had, whisked you away or taken you to a place where there was no cameras, you complied with that?
No.
Or you, carried to that location?
No.
Were you, taken from behind and dragged to that location?
No.
So if that had happened in the area of the airport, that means that there would have been cameras there. If that person wants to take you from away from the cameras, to take you to a place where there are no cameras. You would agree with that logic, true?
I'm not understanding.
So if this is the area, when I'm standing right by the juror box, probably where juror seat number 1 would be. Juror, did you look at this? Thank you. If this is where the cameras are,
Correct.
and the person comes to you and wants to take you to a place where there's no cameras, which would be, let's say, right in front of this, which we'll call this juror seat number 3. That means that they would have had to walk past all of these cameras with you in tow to get you right.
I'm going to object, this is compound.
No, it's not. It's actually.
It's a more direct question, this is, it's almost like a story that's being told, so I'm going to ask for the court to inform the defense to ask.
Give me a legal objection. Bad question is not a legal objection. No, it's not.
Thank you. Do you want me to go back over that? Did you understand that? No, you don't want me to?
Basically, you are asking me what you done?
If he was to have taken you here and said, I need you to come over here, because there's no cameras over here in front of juror seat number 3, because there are cameras over here in juror seat number 1. There should be some cameras that would have been filming that whole thing, taking you all the way to where.
Objection, call speculate.
So you know that there's cameras there, because you work there, you've been maintenance, right?
Yes.
There's cameras over there where he originally came up to you, sure?
There's cameras
Everywhere, everywhere, there's cameras everywhere. And you said that when he came upon you, that he took you from behind, and that was where the cameras were, but he's wanted you to be quiet so that they can take you to a place with no cameras, right?
I did not say that.
So, but he did take you,
I said I was strike and then
you were,
pull from behind.
oh,
I manipulated my words a bit.
so the striking happened on camera and where the cameras would have been.
Yeah, let him answer that.
Sorry. So the striking would have happened where the cameras took place, true?
And the airport said that their cameras.
I'm not saying what the airport said, I want to hear what you have
I'm
to
not sure what
say.
the cameras
Sir,
said.
sir, I want to hear what you have to say based on your experience working at this airport all this time. So when he struck you, that would have been in view of the cameras, true?
Judge, objection,
What is the objection?
lack of knowledge.
Yes.
Let's try it this way. All right, so if I remember your testimony, you said that at some point you were struck, right? At some point he hit you, right?
Correct.
Okay, and at some point he said, let's go where there's no cameras, right?
Correct.
Which one happened first?
First, struck.
He struck you and then he said, let's move to where there's no cameras.
First, I was told, let's go where there's no cameras. Then I got struck.
Okay, that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to establish the order.
So the conversation the two of you had about let's go someplace where there's no cameras would have happened in view of cameras, am I right? That was a question to you. Emotional risk.
Yes.
Okay, all right. So there are some cameras of the two of you interacting, but not the actual assault. Is that what your testimony is?
Yes.
Thank you. Now, isn't it true, sir, that the two of you had a falling out sometime in July, well, if I'm not mistaken, this year, maybe the year before, over some money?
Yes.
Okay. And your friendship dissolved as a result of that, true?
He had a fallout with robbery. Was that related? Police reported anything fast so
How tall is? How tall are you?
the 5'9", 5'10".
You probably looks a bit taller than that. That's a big move. Well, no, for 7+ years. You agree with me, he's taller than you. True. Your point. And my question is, you would agree with me, he's taller.
Yes.
Well, maybe stronger than you.
Is that a question?
Yeah, you would agree with me, he's stronger than you. Sure.
Objection, calls for speculation.
He would know, since he's the one who's claiming he was assaulted.
Let's do it this way. Do you know whether or not he's stronger than you?
No.
Move on.
You know. The injuries that you sustained, you said you were shows. Was there any photographs that were taken to show the injuries to you next? Is that another? You said you went to the hospital. What hospital did you go to?
Trenton, Henry Ford.
Was that the same day?
Yes, sir.
And you were discharged that same day?
Yes, sir.
And did you provide that medical records to the prosecution or to the police officer?
Sir.
Did yes.
Yes.
Did you get statements to the office about what happens on that day? You know,
Yes.
it was, you know, the day taken.
No.
Sure.
Following out that we talked about, I'm sorry to jump backwards in time, something came to you. The following up that happened a few months ago, back in July, the situation, when the police involved. You felt slighted that you didn't get that, properly. money that belonged to you versus the money that's not from. Which sure you can see the ocean from. Thank you.
Mr. Mohammed, so you can step down. Watch your step on my ramp. Any other witnesses from the people?
The final witness is Detective Mace.
Kevin, I'm with Judge.
Judge, defense counsel clearly is attempting to raise some sort of issue in regards to the legal discovery and whether there's existence of footage that may or may have not captured this incident. I would like there to be a clear record of the officer in charge's attempts to locate any such evidence and essentially see if there's any other relevant discoverable footage that exists that's out there that we don't have, or I just want to clear that up for the record.
Okay,
And also, just as one additional item is, in regards to medical records.
swear firm, tell the truth, all truth, nothing but the truth. Settle in.
Good afternoon, Detective.
Good afternoon.
If you can, please state your full name for the record and spell it.
Joseph Nace, Joseph, last name Nace, Nehs.
Detective, are you currently employed?
I am,
Who's your employer?
airport police at Detroit Metro.
And in what capacity are you employed with?
I am a detective, in the detective bureau.
And how are you associated with this case?
I was tasked with investigating this case.
And what is your role associated with this specific case? Are you the officer in charge?
I am an officer in charge.
And as part of the duties associated with that role, what do they consist of?
Basically interviewing, both sides, both parties and parties involved, witnesses, victims.
And as part of your investigation associated with this case, were you able to locate any digital discovery that's associated?
To a certain degree.
Yes, and the items that you were able to locate, what were they and what did you do with them upon locating them?
The items that we were, able to locate were the body worn camera footage, which was uploaded. And I conducted an interview, with Mr. Butler, and that was also uploaded.
And in regards to the incident, were you able to find the location where this incident occurred?
Not on camera.
Okay, but were you able to determine where that location was at the airport?
Verbally, yes.
And did you make that location?
No, I did not make the scene.
To the best of your knowledge, do you know if there's any cameras in the vicinity of where this incident occurred?
There will be cameras in the vicinity that are posted, kind of like these speakers or cameras here along the concourse. Essentially kind of give a broad overview of the concourse from a distance.
And pursuant to your investigation, were you able to determine whether or not those captured any portion of this?
I was unable to determine.
And were you able to locate any footage that did cover this incident?
No,
Did you attempt to locate such evidence?
I did.
And were you successful?
I was not.
And for the record, is all the relevant and discoverable,
Objection is to relevant, that's for the court to make it.
Agreed.
is there any digital, to your knowledge, that exists that was not uploaded to evidence.com?
Not to my knowledge, no.
In regards to the medical records, was there ever an attempt during this case or even to this date, an attempt to recover any medical records from the victim?
There was.
And at any point, even leading up to this date, has any medical records been presented to you by the victim?
I have not received.
Thank you. Nothing further.
Mr. Goes, any questions?
The detective, please.
It's Nace. Well, you can buy either Nace or Nace.
Gotcha.
They
What?
do it 2 times, either way. Nace at work, known as Nace at home.
I'd go with nays.
So confusing.
I'll make these detective.
That
You said that you didn't actually make the scene.
is true.
You're a detective in, what department?
Airport police, Metro Airport.
And obviously you've had training and experience on how to handle civil.
Yes, sir.
And you're quite familiar with this beat, that being the airport itself.
Yes, sir.
And you know, as detectives, any good police officer, that if you're gonna be able to investigate the scene, you should go. That's true.
Depending on actually, what the investigation can provide.
Well, going to the scene would show you exactly, was there any physical evidence, like blood spatters on the walls from this alleged beating that the victim had allegedly sustained? Correct?
Sure.
You didn't do that.
Yeah,
You didn't have to.
I didn't.
You said that the video camera was from the concourse looking across, but didn't exactly, what was your words? It didn't exactly show. What?
It wouldn't have shown where people enter in, where the boarding areas would be.
Well, what about that? You heard the testimony today from Mr. Ritter stating that they had a discussion or approached one another, or it was approached. And on camera, and then went off, you could capture that they pulled that video to substantiate or to determine that he was telling the truth or not telling the truth, true.
Sure,
But you didn't pull that camera, did you?
I did.
You did pull that.
I reviewed in our in-house camp. Yes.
Oh, did you put that to prosecutors? Put them-
No, because it did not reveal anything whatsoever.
Oh,
Did not find either the defendant or victim.
so in your determination, it didn't reveal the victim or the defendant, sure?
Correct.
Okay. I would respect that's not what you determine. Would you agree with me that
Not necessarily.
you're not the only one to be able to make the determination?
Judge, I'm going to,
You should be able to make the determination as to what evidence should be presented to that. Now you can.
Judge, that's not relevant, and this officer is more than, and he's 100% in a position to make that determination. If the victim and the defendant, neither of them are in this video, how is that relevant to this specific case?
Officer, if I can clarify.
It's his investigation.
If I can clarify,
Sure.
you said that you couldn't tell, not that they weren't doing it. Isn't that true? Process the testimony to me?
I said that I was unable to locate either one of them on video. That is correct.
Did you also not say that you couldn't determine if they were?
Well, tell or determine, I guess, a little bit synonymous in this case.
Well,
If you would,
okay, well, given the time of when this allegedly happened, did you see two individuals that were in proximity of that location, walking in that direction to go walk?
I probably saw
Hundreds.
hundreds of people walking in that direction, yes.
But people that were dressed as they were employees of the airport at that given time.
Well, I'm not sure how they were dressed.
Didn't you see the complaining witness when he was dressed on the body worn camera?
I did.
Did
but
you
I
not
didn't see
also
the
see,
defendant.
did you also not see how my client was dressed on the body worn camera during the interviews?
I would agree with that.
Well, there we go.
I saw what they saw.
So we could determine, based on the way that they're dressed, two African American males, one being over 6 feet tall, Mr. Butler, one being 5'9", Mr. Rivers. You could then, now you have some parameters to work with. True? So now you can narrow down, I'm looking for a much taller guy and a little bit shorter guy, African American young males, walking in that direction at that time stamped on that video. True?
True, if our cameras were that great, absolutely, I probably saw almost every case at the.
This is a federal secured area. Are you telling me that they don't have good quality video to stop terrorists and bomb things?
I'll take judicial notice that most of the video footage I see from the airport is no better than the average party store. Let's move on.
Gotcha. I wasn't aware. Thank you for the information. What'd you do and pull those video, or preserve that video?
Fair.
Okay. Is that video still exist or is it been?
It is. It is first, yes. I'm saying.
And it was not said.
It was,
Was that, could you have saved?
I could have, yes.
it?
Anything further for the detective? No?
One question, thank you. Sir, maybe, how long have you been working at the Detroit airport?
Been at it here.
Sorry, Your Honor, I meant to check.
Outside.
Objection.
Okay, go ahead.
23 years at the airport.
And where the specific incident occurred, but you say you're familiar with that area.
Very.
How familiar? On a scale of 1 to 10.
23 years.
Okay, thank you, nothing.
And thank you. You can step down, Joe. Any other defense witness or prosecution witnesses? Any defense witnesses? I'm ready for argument.
We've been testimony of question of that. And reserve any follow.
Thank you. Mr. Gozi.
Judge, you saw the manner in which the witness testified. You also have testimony from the officer in charge of this case as well, which gives rise as to the quality of the investigation with all due respect. About how and what is considered to be evidence in a case. What one person might think is evidence is another person's, what the heck is that? And that's, I think, what we have here. You heard the witness say that they were in conversation with each other on video. And when she was told by the defendant to then take me over here, which he voluntarily goes for 6 years, with no cameras. He also took and going to the credibility of the complainant, which ties in together. You've had a beef with this guy. No, since you were in kids, but you had a beef with this guy a few months ago over money when you were quote unquote robbed. And yet this person, now you suddenly see for the first time after all this month, this person that allegedly robbed you, suddenly comes up to you and says, hey, let's go someplace where there's no cameras. And you voluntarily go there. Well, why would anybody do that? That makes no sense. Because I want to do something to you off camera, is essentially what that means. He then says that he was choked, and in his testimony was very confusing. As I don't know if you really understood a lot of the questions you were asking. You saw the manner in which he testified. Very stilted, very halted. And I had some concerns myself. That being said, though, he then says that he went to the hospital and he provided prosecution, and detective with that evidence. When I asked the officer in charge, did you see that? No. Why? Because it never did. Because it never happened. Sounds to me like a fight happened over here. And that's good stuff. This is not an insulting thing to get out of the files. If you have medical records to support his alleged incident, injuries that he's sustained by a medical professional, then I might have to concede his question. But he didn't bring it, and he either lied or was mistaken about him giving it to the police because the police don't have it. So how can you make this assessment that this doesn't assault with first degree strangulation based on the testimony of this person whom we saw here today, who I question their ability to. I'll leave it there. So I'm going to ask.
Mr. Mohammed.
I'll be brief in my response. I will just highlight one specific portrait, and that this witness testified, they didn't say that they were just choked, but they went unconscious. So the degree of strangulation or suffocation, whatever it may be viewed as, was to a degree that led this individual to go unconscious. So I do believe that the testimony reflects the question of that, and I'm still looking for buying over.
Mr. Rivers' mannerisms and his just general demeanor was very, very much unusual from what I'm used to. But I think it's up to the trier of fact to determine what that says. I sat up here trying to figure out if he was agitated, if he was angry, if maybe there was some kind of a deficiency that I wasn't aware of, because it was just not the norm, the way he responded to questions. But I think all that goes to the trier of fact to decide what that means. Does it affect his credibility? I'm going to bind over. AOI date is December 10th, 9 a.m. Mr. Butler, I wish you luck downtown. Bond is continued, gentlemen.
Thank you, Desiree.
Find me some work, Joe.
Hey, thanks for watching. Please do let us know in the comments what you thought of this video. If you'd like to support what we do here, the best way to do it is to pick up some of our merch. You can find it at courtroomfiles.com.